Those of you just joining, I am Shalaya with Scott Leroy Marketing, and today we are going over our website 201 class. We will be following these class notes here today. For those of you that have just joined, I will drop these notes in the chat box again for you. So to begin, we are going to start by going to agent.kw.com to sign into command here. As a reminder, our username is not case sensitive. However, the password is. If you do have any trouble signing in, if you click on this little eyeball icon here, that will give you a preview of your password. That way you can make sure it is keyed in correctly. Once you type in your login, we can click on sign in. So once we sign into command, the first thing we are going to go over is our marketing profile. We always want to make sure our marketing profile is up to date, as that is what feeds into our website and all of our other marketing materials. So we will get there by clicking on our name in the top right corner. And then we are going to go down to settings. Once we're in our settings on the left side menu, we are going to go under connect settings, and that's where we can locate our marketing profile. So from the top down, we'll go over each step here. So in the top right, you always want to make sure that this toggle is green. This means that your profile is feeding over to your marketing. So your website and your marketing will always be branded to you as long as this is toggled on. Next, we have our headshot photo and team logo here. So for the headshot photo, you do want to make sure that this is cropped down to a perfect square. If it does look distorted in this circle, that's how it's going to look on your marketing. So if you have any trouble cropping your photo or resizing it in any way, you can always email it over to us and we can get that adjusted for you. For the team logo, if your team logo looks distorted here, you don't need to worry about that. The logos do automatically correct themselves on your marketing. It's only the headshot photo that you want to be sure looks clear here. If you are not on the team and you don't have a team logo, you can use a regular KW logo like what we have here, or a realtor logo, anything generic that you can put on your marketing. We do recommend you always have some kind of image uploaded here because some marketing materials automatically pull this team logo into your marketing. So if you don't have an image uploaded here, it will show up as a broken image link on your marketing. So next we have our details. So you do want to be sure that your name is reflecting the way it shows on your license to be sure you are within compliance. And then you have your license number will go here. If you are on a team, your team name can go here. Your professional job title, if you have a specific title that you like to go by. If you have a slogan that you use for your business, you can put a slogan in here. And then we have our designations and credentials. If you are not sure how to get this little realtor logo here, if you hold down the Alt key on your keyboard and then type in 0174, that little symbol will pop up for you. So under details, we have our affiliated military. So you have the option for active duty, reserves, veteran, military spouse, Gold Star family, military family member, National Guard, or Patriot supporter. Once you select your affiliation from the list, it will give you another drop-down option to select the branch. Next, we have our bio. So the way that your bio looks in this box is how it is going to look on your marketing. So if you do have line breaks in between your paragraphs, or anything like that, you want to make sure that is reflecting properly here in your marketing profile. That way it feeds over to your website and marketing correctly. Down below that, we have our contact information. So your mobile phone number, your office phone number. If you have a fax number or your office has a fax number, you can add that in. If you are in another country, you can click on this drop down to change the country code here. For your email, so if you do not use your KW email for your business, you can use any email in this box. It is not required to use your KW email. Any business email that you use, you can put on your marketing profile here. Next, you have your website. So this will typically be the URL for your command website. If you do have a custom website domain that you prefer to use or a custom website, you can throw that URL in here instead. Whatever website is in your marketing profile is what's going to show up on your marketing. Also note that for the command websites, you do not want to have the www dot before them, as the command sites do not work with that format. So you want to be sure that it looks just like it does here with the HTTPS and your domain URL here. Under that, you have your market center information. We do recommend that you be sure the office address is reflecting correctly. If by chance you've transferred or your office has moved, anything like that, always confirm that this is reflecting the correct address. And then again, for the logo, with the logos, if they do look distorted here, they will correct themselves. So it's not like the headshot. So this is okay like this. It will show up correctly on the marketing. Down below, we have our compliance items. So you have legal footer text. If you have any legal text that your office requires you to use for compliance, you can add that in here. We do like to note that you do not have to add in the verbiage that says each office is independently owned and operated. That is automatically on your marketing already. So if you were to type that in here, it would show up twice. Under that, we have our legal footer links. So this is where you can add links for any legal materials that you need. So for example, Texas agents need their commission information forms here, and New York agents have their standard operating procedure forms. You can add new links by clicking the add link button, and you would simply put in the title of the link here and then the URL to your link here. And then you can delete these by clicking the red trash can icon over here. Under that, we have legal footer images. So these images are very small, they're thumbnail size. You'll see in the description, it is 128 by 48 pixels. So you probably don't want to use this to like do any advertising or anything, but if you have any like extra designation logos or anything you would like to add, you can use that for that. And then next we have our social media links. So this is where you can add the direct links to your social media business pages. So you have the option to add your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you have a YouTube channel that you use, you can add that, and your LinkedIn profile. And then last at the bottom, we have Google Analytics ID. So Command is not currently working with Google Analytics. They're working on updating the platform to work with analytics since Google Analytics has updated their service. But once that is updated and working, the way that works is you would create your Google Analytics in Google and then put your tracking ID here, and that would track the traffic to your KW website. So once you're finished updating your profile, you will hit save. That's going to bring you back to the top and let you know that your profile was successfully saved. So now that we know that our profile is up to date, we're going to go ahead and go to our website. So if you are still getting familiar with these icons on the left side, if you click on the red KW in the top left corner, that will bring out the titles to each of these icons here. So to get to our website, we're going to go to the consumer tab, which is the last one at the bottom. So we're going to add quite a few pages today. So we're going to go over how to add our download my app page, a mortgage calculator page, a school search page, Keller mortgage, what's my home worth, testimonial pages, and we will also go over how to add a custom page. So if your website has already been set up, if we set your website up, or if you went through our website 101 class last week, you should have your first 3 pages already created. So now we are going to go over adding the additional pages. To get started, we are going to go to the top right corner and click on Create New Page. And so for this, we are always going to create on my agent site because these are additional pages going on our website. Landing pages are standalone pages, so these do not show up on your website. These are pages that are created on their own, which we have a landing page class next Tuesday. So we're going to create the page on our agent site and create. So before we get started creating our page, I'm going to go over what each of these widgets are on the right side. So we have a team widget. So if you are on a team, you can create a team page showcasing your team members. Agent profile is pretty much as it shows. It's your profile. It will show your headshot and your bio information. Contact form is pretty much a lead generation form. So you can use the contact form to capture leads in. Testimonial carousel and testimonial list. These are 2 different ways that you can showcase your testimonials on your website. Company profile can be used to showcase the market center, or you can use this to do any custom content if you want to build out your own page there. Typically, we use this page when we first build out your website to create a page for your market center. Testimonial capture form. So this is how the testimonials will be captured. They would first fill out this form, and then you could use the testimonial list or carousel to add those testimonials to your page. And then we have our download my app widget. So before we start building our page, the first thing that I like to do is rename it. So in the top left corner, you'll see this text box here. And you'll see the default text has new agent site with a bunch of random letters and numbers. So if you don't rename the page, that's how it's going to show up. So sometimes it can be hard to figure out which page is which if you're adding multiple pages at a time. So we're going to start with our download my app page. And then we're going to go to the right side and we're going to grab the download my app widget. So to use these widgets, you just click and drag it over. And then once you see that green line, you can release and it will drop in there. So that's the only widget we are going to be adding to this page. So we will click on Configure Widgets in the bottom right corner. And this is going to be sure that this is configured to your app URL here. So we will save and apply. And then in the top right, we're going to click on Save Changes. So once you save, it's going to ask you if you want to publish this to your website. We are not going to do that yet because we're going to go ahead and create all of our pages and then we'll publish them all at one time. That way we're not going back and forth every time. So for now, I'm going to click on No. So for the next page, we're going to do our mortgage calculator. So the same process, we are going to go to the top right and click on Create New Page on my agent site and create. So again, the first thing I'm going to do is go to that top left and rename it. So this is where our class notes are going to come in, and I'm going to drop those in the chat again, just in case anyone missed those before. So to add our mortgage calculator, we are going to need a text box. To find text boxes, Down at the bottom right, above the configure widgets button, there is a content blocks. So under here we have image or text. So we're going to grab the text box here. And now we're going to go into our class notes and look for mortgage calculator in our class notes. So under mortgage calculator, we have this code where we can embed this to our website. So I'm simply going to highlight this whole code here. And then we're going to right click and copy. And then I'm going to go back to command. And in this text box that we dragged over, I'm going to highlight this text here and delete it. And then I'm going to right click and paste that text that I just copied. Now, before we click off of this text box, after we paste our code in here, we want to make it active. So to do that, we are going to highlight the whole code. And then we're going to click on this little link icon here. And that is going to give us our mortgage calculator widget here. So these are completely interactive, so your clients can go in and customize the numbers in here however they would like to. Now, when we use a text box, you'll see that we have not added any widgets to our page. When you don't add widgets, it will not let you proceed with your page. So you'll see the configure widgets button is grayed out and the save changes button is grayed out. Every page requires you to have at least one widget. So if we go back up to our widgets, you can grab either the download my app widget or you can grab a contact form widget and drag that to the bottom of your page. And then once you have a widget added in there, it will let you configure and finish. Yeah, I'll drop a link to those again here for you. So now that we have configured that out, we are going to hit done and save changes. And once again, we are not going to publish this yet. And so now that we've got our mortgage calculator, now we're going to do our school search page. So again, we're going to create a new page on my agent site. And then once again, the first thing I'm going to do is rename it in that top corner. So again, we're going to go back to our class notes for this one, and we are going to look for the school widget, which is right here, Great Schools widget. So we have step-by-step instructions here. So if you do need to follow back on this later, you can follow these notes to complete this. So the first thing we're going to do is go to this website URL here. So if we click on this link, it will open the website to generate our widget. So the first thing you're going to do is select your location. So it tells you you can either search by address, zip code, or city and state. We're not going to change the size of it. We will leave that just how it is. You will enter your email address, as well as your website URL. Once you have those text boxes filled in, you will accept the terms of service, and then you'll be able to click on this Get Widget Code button. So once we click that, it's going to give us this code. So I'm not going to do anything with this just yet. So I'm going to go back to our class notes. So you'll see under the widget instructions, it tells us exactly how to build our page. So we're going to use the agent profile widget. So we will go over here and grab that widget and drop it over. And so to edit this, we are going to click on Configure Widgets in the bottom right. And we're going to click on the agent profile. And so now we can edit our page here. So for our page title, we are going to delete that text and go to our class notes. And you'll see page title, we have local school search. And you can customize this however you want to. If you want to use different verbiage for your page, you absolutely can. So next we have role and company. So we'll go to our class notes and see what we have for that. We'll just copy and paste here. Delete that and paste that in here. Next we have bio title, so we can find those instructions in our notes as well. So in bio title, we have our instructions as just put a space as a filler. So what that means is you'll see this red asterisk symbol here. That means this box is required. So if we just delete that and click off, it will show up red because we have to have something in there. However, if we click on there and just click on the space bar, that will override that. So we don't have anything to put in the bio title there. And then under the agent bio box, this is where our code is going to go. So we are going to highlight everything here and delete this. And now we're going to go over to our school widget. And we're going to grab our widget code here. So we're just going to highlight the whole code here. Right click and copy. Now I like to make sure that this is going to be centered on the page. So I will do my brackets and type in center before the code. Once I type that in, I will paste the code in here. And then I'm going to do the same thing at the end of the code. This will just make sure that it shows up nice and centered. Now, this is automatically going to pull your headshot photo from your marketing profile. If you want to use a different image, say you want to grab a school image or anything related, you can delete this and upload your own image to this page to make it related to your school search. So once we have our code in here, we can leave the rest of it as it is. So you'll see it doesn't tell you to change any of the contact information at the bottom. So just make sure that your name and your phone number, everything is reflecting correctly. This information feeds right from your marketing profile. So once we have all of that done, we're going to save and apply. And then you'll see that will update on our left side here. So here's our school search map here. They can look at the list of schools, and they can also search for another area if they're looking in a different area. So now that we've got done, we'll go to click Save Changes in the top right. And once again, we're not going to publish yet. We've got a few more pages we're going to go over. So the next page we're going to do is Keller Mortgage, Keller Covered. So once again, we're going to go to our class notes here and look for Keller Mortgage, which is the next one here. So we will start our new page on my agent site. We're going to go to the top and rename this. And then we're going to go to our class notes here. So there is going to be a URL here that you can click on. So the first thing we're going to do is open this URL link. So once we go to this website, you're going to scroll down. And under step 1, create your personalized marketing page. You're going to search for your name in here. This is what's going to brand the Keller Mortgage page to you as the agent. So I'm just going to look for a demo option here for today's class. So once you select yourself from the list, you will click on search. And that's going to give you a URL here that you can grab. So before we grab this URL, we're going to go back to our class notes and we'll have this code here to use. So just like the mortgage calculator, we're going to go into our website page and we're going to grab a widget. And then we're going to go under our content blocks at the bottom right. And we're going to grab a text box. So wherever that green line is where your widget or content is going to drop in. So we want this above our contact widget. So we're going to highlight this text and delete that. And then we will go to our class notes and we are going to highlight this code and copy this. So we'll highlight, right click and copy. And then we're going to go to our text box and we're going to right click and paste. Now, before we link this up to make it active, we want to replace this URL with our personalized URL. So we're going to highlight that here, just like that. And then we're going to go back to our Keller covered page here. And we're going to click on this copy button to copy our URL. And then we're going to go back to our website page. And then where we highlighted that link there, we're going to right click over that and paste. So that's going to put our custom URL link in there. Once we have that done, then we will go ahead and highlight the whole code and click on this link button to make it live. So there is our Keller mortgage page here. So when you customize it to yourself with your custom link, it will show your agent name here, as well as your contact information on the right corner. So once you've got that done, we will save changes. And once again, we are not ready to publish this yet. So now we are going to move on to our What's My Home Worth page. So we're going to create a new page on my agent site. And once again, we're going to go ahead and rename it first. And then we'll go to our class notes here. And that's going to be the next one here. So you'll see in the instructions in our notes, we are going to use the contact form widget for this. And then this is going to give us the text that we need for our form. So we'll go ahead and go back to our website page and drag that contact widget over. And then in the bottom right, we're going to configure widgets and click on contact form. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this text here. And now I'm going to go into the class notes and grab the text that we are replacing it with. So for the contact us title, we're going to grab this What's My Home Worth text. And then we'll just go back over and paste that in here. So the next we have our body text. So we've got our contact us body text here. So we will just highlight this and copy and then go back over and paste that in. And so same thing with the message placeholder. We'll find the text over here, copy and paste into here. And then before you save and apply, just make sure that this is reflecting the correct phone number. Sometimes it will grab the Market Center phone number over your mobile phone number. So you may need to switch those out before you save changes. So once we save that, it will automatically update our form here. So we can go ahead and save changes here. So next we will do our testimonial pages. So first we will do our testimonial capture page, and then we will do a testimonial list page. So we're going to create on our agent site. And again, you can title these pages however you want to. You can customize the verbiage however you would like to make it your own. So under our widgets, we're going to grab the testimonial capture form. And again, we'll have instructions for this in our class notes. I believe the testimonial notes are at the very top. So if you scroll to the top of your notes, you'll find your testimonial capture page. and display page options here. So we're going to configure widgets in the bottom right. We're going to click on that testimonial capture button. So for the team name, if you are on a team, you can use your team name or you can use your name as the agent, however you want to advertise it. And then for the headline text, you can use whatever you want to use here. And then we recommend leaving the rest of these boxes as they are. So once we have those first 2 lines done, we will save and apply. So that's going to update our page over here. So you'll see our headline text, leave us a review. And then down at the bottom, how would you rate your experience with Scott Lorraine Marketing? So that's where it's going to fill in the name that you type into the team name box there. So that's all there is to this page. So we will save changes. And we are not going to apply them yet. So now we will do our testimonial list page. And once again, you can name this however you want to. You can use your own verbiage, however you want to customize it. So we're going to grab the testimonial list widget here. You do have the option to use either the list or the carousel. I'm going to use the list for this one, but you can use either one of these. It will set up the same way. The only difference is the list is going to list them down in a row on your page, and then the carousel is going to kind of slideshow through your testimonials. So once you drag that over, we're going to configure widgets, testimonial list. So we have our headline. And again, we have our class notes here if you're not really sure what to do with this. So for headline, you can put in client reviews. And then for intro text, you can put, see what our clients think, or you can customize this however you would prefer to. So once people have left reviews on your capture page, then this is where you would be able to add those to your website. So you have the option to choose what information you want to show on your testimonials. So if you want it to just show their first name, or you can have everything checked. So you have the options for first name, last initial, city, client since, as well as neighborhood. So if you want to hide any of this information, you would just simply uncheck the box. And then down below, you'll have selected testimonials. So this will be the testimonials that have been captured that you want to showcase on your website. So if you're looking to add any new ones to your site, if you click on Browse Testimonials, this is where you can add and remove them. So if you wanted to remove them, you would click on the top checkbox, or to add them, you would click on the bottom checkboxes down here. So you'll see you have 2 separate sections here. So the ones at the top that are under selected are live on the page. And then under all testimonials, these are not live on the page. Once you've made your changes, you will continue. And then we'll click on Save and Apply. And there is our testimonial list here. So we'll go ahead and save changes. And we are not going to publish quite yet. I'm going to grab a link here. So the last page we're going to do is how to add a custom page using Google Docs. So I'm going to use this to showcase sold properties because Command does not have an option for that right now. So those can be added manually. Now keep in mind when you do this, you will have to update the page manually as well. Nothing is going to automatically update when you're creating a custom page. So once again, we're going to create a page on our agent site. So I'm going to rename this page sold properties. And so for this, we are going to use a text box again. So of course, we're going to have to grab a widget. I'm going to grab the contact form widget and then go to content blocks and text. So I'm going to delete the text here. And then I'm going to grab my Google Doc page. So you will first want to customize your Google Doc however you would like it. We do recommend that you are uploading the images from your computer and not just copy and pasting them, as those can later show up as a broken image link. So the way you have it reflecting in your doc is how it's going to look on your website. So if you want it to look centered on your website, be sure that you have this all centered on your document. So if you highlight everything, up here you have your alignment options. So as long as this is centered, it will show up centered once you put it to your website. So once your form is reflecting the way you want it to look, you can just select all and copy. And then we're going to go to our website. We're going to click on that text box and we're going to right click and paste. And so that's going to paste all the information from our Google Doc into our website page there. And you'll see everything looks nice and centered, just like it is supposed to. So once you have that added in, you will save changes. And so this was the last page that we are doing. So now we will go ahead and click on yes, because now we're going to publish our pages and make them all live on our site. So once you click yes, you're ready to publish. This is going to take you into your agent site pages settings. This is where we will be able to add those pages and publish them to our website. If you, by some chance, don't click on yes, you accidentally click no, and you're not sure how to get to this page to publish your pages, I will show you how to do that. So when you go to your consumer tab, you're automatically going to start on this agent site page here. So this is where all your pages are listed, and you'll see all these eyeballs are gray over here. So that means these pages are not live yet. So to get to that page to make them live, we're going to click on Site and App Settings in the top right. And then we are going to click on Agent Site Pages over to the right here. So now on the left side, we have our pages listed, and then we have this Add Page button. So this is how we're going to add our pages. So you'll see all the pages that we just created listed here. So this is why it's important to be sure you are renaming your pages when you're creating them, because if we did not rename them, all of these would be listed with all those random letters and numbers, and we wouldn't have a way to know which page is which. So it makes it a little more complicated when you're trying to add your pages to your website. So we're going to start from the bottom up and add all of our new pages. So we'll just simply click on the circle here and hit continue. So this will be the same process for each of our pages. We'll just have to do it one at a time for each page. So first we will have our page title. So this was our download my app page. And then we have our URL slug. So you cannot put spaces here. This is for your website URL slug for that page. If you do want to separate your words, you can add a dash in between your words, just like that. Or you can just make it all one word put together. And then we have our SEO description. And you can throw whatever you want to in this box here. So once that's done, you click save, and that automatically makes your page live on your website. So we're going to go through and do that with each of our web pages that we just created here. So this is our mortgage calculator page. Each of the pages, you're going to do the same process, your page title, your URL slug, and your SEO description. And once we finish making all of our pages live, I will then go into our website and show you what each of these pages look like once they are live on the site. So we just have our testimonial pages left and our custom page, and then we will go check out what they look like. And just like the pages, when you're creating your page title and URL slug and everything, you can use whatever verbiage you would like to. You can customize this however you want it to reflect on your website for your clients. Last one here is our sold properties. And then save. So now that we have all of our pages added, these are all now live on our website. So if we go back to our agent site pages, so up at the top left here, so you'll see now all of these eyeballs went from gray to teal. So that means these are live on the website. So if we click on our URL here, this will open our website up and we can take a look to see what those look like. So we're going to click on our drop down menu. So all of our new pages are here in our list. So I'll click through each of these so you can see how they look once they are live. So there is our download my app page. And then we have our mortgage calculator page. So here's our mortgage calculator widget with our contact form at the bottom. And again, this is completely interactive. Your clients can customize this however they would like to. Completely interactive, custom to what they enter into the form. Our school search. So there's our local map there, or they can search for a different area if they're looking to search for schools in another area. So that widget is working as it's supposed to. Then we have our Keller mortgage page. And so again, once you grab this from your custom URL, this will have your agent name up here and your contact information over in the right corner. So there is our Keller Mortgage, Keller Covered page here. Then we have our What's My Home Worth. So this is where they can fill out their information. So once they submit this form, then you would receive them as a lead in your command database. And then you can reach out to them and generate a CMA for them with whatever platform you use for your CMAs. We have our leave a review page. So anything with a red asterisk symbol is required. So if your clients come to you and are having trouble submitting the form, just be sure that they have all the required fields filled out here, as that could be causing an issue when they're submitting. We have our client reviews. So this is where your testimonials would be listed, or if you choose the carousel option over the list option, then those would show side by side instead of a list here. And then we have our custom page for our sold properties here. So that was all our live pages, all the additional pages that we can add to the website. That about wraps us up for today. Thank you for joining. If you have any questions or run into any trouble at all, you can reach out to us anytime at support@scottleroymarketing.com. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. Thank you for joining today.